In previous classes, we learned about the immunity, antibodies, antigens, and antibody-antigen reactions. Now we see about the hypersensitivity reaction. It is a condition in which immune response results in excessive reaction leading to tissue damage, disease, or even death in the sensitized host. So this is also an immune response. But this response is not helpful. Usually, the immune response helps the persons to overcome the infections or pathogenic diseases, and it protects the body. But in case of hypersensitivity reaction, the immune response is excessive. This excessive reaction leads to tissue damage, and even the disease causes death also for the sensitized host. This is about the definition of the hypersensitivity reaction. This can be classified into two. This classification is called as traditional classification. Another classification is also there. In this traditional classification, it is classified into immediate hypersensitivity reaction and delayed hypersensitivity reaction. Immediate hypersensitivity reaction means it appears rapidly, at the same time it recedes rapidly also. Means it starting is very rapid and very soon, very acute, but at the same time it recedes also, it goes also rapidly. And it is antibody mediated immune response. This hypersensitivity, immediate hypersensitivity occurs in antibody mediated immune response. This is humoral response. In previous classes, we learned about the immunity responses and antibody mediated immune response and cell mediated immune response, isn't it? Antibody mediated response involves about the antibodies, production of antibodies and utilization of antibodies. These antibodies are produced by the B lymphocyte cells, isn't it? The lymphocytic cells after the mitosis, they forms some cells which are inactivated. Those cells are called memory cells. They helps for the in case of reinfection, and the other cells become plasma cells, and from those plasma cells the antibodies are produced. Those antibodies attaches to the specific antigens and causing the inactivation of the antigen and neutralizing the pathogenic effect of the pathogenic organisms. That is an antibody mediated immune response. So in immediate hypersensitivity reaction, this type of immune response is activated, and the transfer of this type of hypersensitivity is possible only with serum, and desensitization is easy but short lived. So desensitization is easy but short lived. It means we can reduce the effect of the hypersensitivity immediately also, as soon as possible, but it is it remains only for a short period. It comes again, it occurs again. So induction is by antigens or haptens by any route. How this hypersensitivity induced means it is by antigens or haptens. Haptens means, did you remember, they are the proteins, they are the substances of antigen which are activated only, or which causes the immune response when they attach to protein only. Individually the haptens are unable to stimulate the immune response. If they attaches or binds with any protein only, they can stimulate the immune response. So this also haptens also one of the types of antigens. So This hypersensitivity reaction, immediate hypersensitivity reaction is started will induced by the antigens or haptens. The route may be any. It may be intravenous route or gastrointestinal or respiratory. Through any route, this hypersensitivity reaction, immediate hypersensitivity reaction will occur. Now about delayed hypersensitivity reaction. This is the second type of traditional classification. Delayed hypersensitivity reaction means it appears slowly but long lasting. It takes time for 1 day to 3 days for the appearance of the symptoms after the sensitizing with the allergen. And here it is cell mediated immunity. In the previous one it is antibody mediated immunity. Here it is cell mediated immunity. Cell mediated is with the T lymphocytes, isn't it? The T lymphocytes are with the helper cells or T killer T lymphocytes. Those both will be acting in this delayed hypersensitivity reaction. And this cannot be transferred with the serum. This delayed one cannot be transferred with serum. And desensitization is difficult but long lasting. If once it is created, the desensitization, then it lasts for a long time. Desensitization means reducing the sensitivity towards these antigens, towards these allergens. So for this delayed hypersensitivity reaction, the desensitization is very difficult. Once it started, it lasts for a long period. And here the induction is by antigens injected intradermally or by contact. So this is about the delayed hypersensitivity, and this is the classification by traditional method. Next, another classification is there, that is Coombs and Gell classification. There are four types of hypersensitive reactions are there. Type 1 is called as anaphylactic hypersensitivity reaction. Type 2 is cytotoxic. Type 3 is immune complex, and type 4 is cell mediated. Among these four, anaphylactic, cytotoxic, and immune complex will comes under immediate type. The characteristics are the like immediate type of hypersensitivity reaction, whereas the fourth one, cell mediated reaction, is a delayed type. So this is about the second type of classification of hypersensitivity reaction. This is how the hypersensitivity occurs. This diagram gives us the clue how the hypersensitivity reaction takes place. Here, did you see the mast cell? And this mast cell is like basophil also. It also contains granulocytes, and it has a nucleus, single nucleus. But basophil contains the nucleus uh, is lobed. This is the difference between basophil and mast cell. And once the Ig immunoglobulin E is uh, secreted towards the response for the allergen, these immunoglobulins will be attached to the surface of the mast cells. And once it the these mast cells with that immunoglobulin E attacks the allergen antigen, and whenever it occurs, the mast cell, the granulocytes will give response, and they secrete the histamine, these hypersensitivity mediators like histamine and serotonin and other eosinophilic substance. So this is about the uh, hypersensitivity type 1, how it occurs, that is anaphylactic hypersensitivity reaction. This is the diagram, and if you see this diagram, the signs and symptoms of anaphylactic reaction. If the patient comes with anaphylactic shock, or with with anaphylactic hypersensitivity, all these type of symptoms we can say, signs and symptoms, all in one condition may not appear. According to the allergen they exposed, you can see the symptoms. Here the organs, systems involved, you can see the brain, the heart, circulatory system, the gastrointestinal system, the renal system, all systems are involved, and all systems has developed some signs and symptoms because of the exposure to anaphylactic hypersensitivity reaction. One by one you can observe according to the systems they have given, they have represented here. Depending upon the exposure of the antigen, they will have the symptoms. Next, type 1 anaphylactic reaction. It is a life-threatening and it is very acute and very rapid in onset, very fast. And it occurs in two forms, systemic form and localized form. The systemic form is where it occurs acutely and it is very potentially fatal, may leads to death, whereas the localized form recurrently occurs and it is non-fatal, non-life-threatening. Let us see once again the mechanism of anaphylactic shock. Anaphylaxis occurs when a sensitized individual come in contact with the allergen in a shocking dose. It means first if they exposed to the allergens, they won't get the anaphylactic shock immediately. See in this diagram you can see the antigen allergen yellow color one, they are attaching to the B cells and causing the release of immunoglobulin E. So this immunoglobulin E attached to the surface of this B cell. Immunoglobulin E binded to the surface of the mast cell or basophil. After a period, again, if subsequent exposure occurs with the same antigen, then only the shocking dose of antigen occurs, the anaphylactic shock reactions. It may take 2 to 3 weeks also required to get the shocking dose of antigens, shocking dose of allergens. So immediately whenever the first time exposes, they won't get this anaphylaxis reactions. Once again subsequent exposure occurs only, it leads to anaphylactic reactions. And here in the diagram you can see the second time the subsequent exposure occurred with the same antigens, and this antigen bridges the gap between two antibody molecules, and the degranulation of the cells also you can see the granules are coming out and spilling some dots like thing that those are the histamines and others mediators, hypersensitivity mediators are released, and immediately whenever they are released they cause the different changes in all systems in the body. You can see the histamine increasing the permeability and the distension of the blood capillaries. The on the top is normal, and whenever these uh, allergy mediators released from the mast cell, and you can see the changes in the circulatory and vascularity. First of all, just you have to know about the mast cell. This mast cell is a migrant cell of connective tissue. It moves from one place to one. Whenever the exposure of antigen is there, immediately the mast cell first moves there, uh, and for the reaction, sometimes like a phagocytic action, it takes place with the basophils, and it contains many granules, and it is rich in heparin and histamine. Whenever the reaction takes place, the granules will release the histamine and heparin from the mast cell, and this is derived from myeloid cell. Looks like a basophil cell, uh, that is one of the types of white blood cells, but the nucleus is round for the mast cell, whereas the basophil contains lobar nucleus. Three or more lobes we can see in the nucleus of the basophil. This is the difference between the mast cell and the basophil. So, in the hypersensitivity reaction, this mast cell plays very important role. In anaphylactic shock, the chemical mediators also takes place. And these chemical mediators are two types: the primary chemical mediators and secondary chemical mediators. In primary chemical mediators, which takes part in the anaphylactic shock or anaphylactic hypersensitive reaction, are histamine, serotonin, and eosinophil, chemotactic factor of anaphylaxis. And histamine is more important in human anaphylaxis. Um, this causes vasodilatation and increases the capillary permeability and contraction of smooth muscles. And it may cause an itchy rash and swelling at the throat and tongue, and shortness of breath, vomiting, and BP will be falling down because of the vasodilatation. The pressure over the blood vessels will be reducing, and the low BP you can see. Commonly, this is release is caused by the insect bite and stings, any food poisoning with seafood, or with shellfish, milk, egg. For some people, even wheat also act as an allergen, and peanuts, etc. These allergens causes the release of the histamine in the body. And histamine is as a part of immune response to the foreign pathogens, and it is produced by the basophil cells and mast cells, as we have seen now. And they are released into the skin and stimulate sensory nerves also, producing the burning and itching sensation at the skin, and it may causes redness also because of the itching, and increased permeability, increased vascularity, and vasodilatation. These are the symptoms caused by the histamine. Next, serotonin. This serotonin found in the intestinal mucosa, brain tissue, and in the platelets also we can see. And it also causes, after the release from the because of the hypersensitivity reaction, it causes vasoconstriction and increased capillary permeability and smooth muscle contraction. And here the histamine causes vasodilatation, whereas serotonin causes vasoconstriction. Next is the eosinophilic chemotactic factor of anaphylaxis, ECFA. These are released from the mast cell granules and are strongly chemotactic for eosinophils, and they will help for the strengthening of the eosinophils. Eosinophils are nothing but one of the types of white blood cells. So in this reaction you can see the increase of eosinophils in the blood. And in chemical mediators we learned about the primary mediators, and next we can see the secondary mediators. And in the secondary mediators, the slow reacting substance of anaphylaxis, SRSA, and prostaglandins, thromboxane, and platelet activating factor, these are released and they are activated to cause the hypersensitivity reaction in the type 1 anaphylaxis. Slow reacting substance or anaphylaxis is much more potent bronchoconstrictor than the histamine. It constricts more than histamine and they cause sustained contraction of smooth muscle. The contraction cannot be released. It is sustained. It sustained for a long period. So it is very dangerous if it causes in the bronchial tubes and respiratory muscles. And these prostaglandins, thromboxanes also causes the bronchoconstrictions. And the platelet activating factor causes aggregation of platelets and release of their vasoactive amines at the place to dilute the chemotoxins caused by the allergens. So these are the secondary mediators which act in the anaphylactic shock, that is type 1 anaphylaxis hypersensitivity. And third one in the anaphylaxis hypersensitivity is atopy. Atopy, the meaning is out of place or strangeness, and it is typified by hay fever and it causes hay fever and asthma. And the antigen commonly involved in the atopy are pollens, house dust, and foods. With this, the person will get the allergy. These atopens induced IgE antibodies. Whenever they exposed to this type of allergens, the IgE antibodies activated and they released in the circulation. And this leads to increased vascularity and permeability, uh, and so that the infiltration of the neutrophils and white blood cells and thrombi through the blood vessels and comes into extravascular place or where the allergen is exposed, and also causes the reduction of the blood supply because of the formation of thrombi, leading to tissue necrosis at the area where the allergen is exposed. So there the person may get cellulitis or ischemia. Mechanism of atopy is the atopen combines with the cell-bound IgE antibodies fixed on the surface of mast cells and the basophils. You know, no, the IgE antibodies will be fixing on the surface of the mast cells or basophils also, and causes the antigen antibody complex formation. This complex formation stimulates these cells to release the mediators, resulting in the clinical features of the atopy what we have discussed now. Next is the type 2 hypersensitivity, that is cytotoxic reaction hypersensitivity. The cytotoxic reaction is mediated by IgE or rarely IgM also. These antibodies directed against antigens of the causing cytotoxin on the surface of the cells, resulting in cell damage. These cytotoxins causes, the name itself tell us, it acts as a toxin to the cells and it damages the cells. And antibodies bind to an antigen on the cell surface and causes phagocytosis of the cell through opsonic or immune adherence, and cytotoxicity can be occur with the natural killer cells by the help of natural killer cells, and lysis through activation of complement system. These are causes the death of the cells, and that is called as cytotoxic reaction. You can see in the diagram the cell is containing antigen, so this antigen stimulated the production of antibody. So you can see the antibody is attached to the surface of the cell. and which stimulates the phagocytosis of the cell. At the same time, the production of the natural killer cells also stimulates the production of natural killer cells. Natural killer cells are nothing but the T lymphocytes. They are CD8. There are two types of T lymphocytes are there. Helper cells, that is CD4, and natural killer cells, they are CD8. So the phagocytosis occurs and the phagocytes will engulf the antigen, the allergen, and at the same time the antigen damaged cell will be killed by the natural killer cell. So the normal cell will be protected, and the cell which is destroyed with the effect of the allergen, this is engulfed by the phagocytic cell, otherwise it may be killed by the natural killer cells also. Afterwards, the complement, it is a protein substance which is in the serum, which present in the serum, causes the immune adherence of the cell and also lysis of the cell. So, in the cytotoxic mediators, the cell which is damaged with the hypersensitive things or allergens will be destroyed and damaged to spread the other side effects or other serious effects caused by these cells. So in this way, the spread of the toxins will be limited. So the lysis of the cell which is exposed to the hypersensitivity is damaged or lysed. The examples for the cytotoxic reactions are, you can see the autoimmune anemias and hemolytic disease of the newborn. Their autoimmune anemias means the red bloods are lysed. Lysis of red blood cells occur due to formation of anti-erythrocyte antibodies in the body of a person. So these anti-erythrocytic antibodies will act over the erythrocytes in the body, the self itself, and destroys the red cells, thinking it as an antigen. So this reaction is called as autoimmune reaction. Uh, so the body itself, the own cells also are taken as the antigens and causes the destruction in the body, that is called as autoimmune, and this leads to autoimmune anemia. And in the newborn also you can see the hemolytic disorders because of this same immune system, autoimmune system. And because of the drug reaction also, this cytotoxic reaction takes place. Cedarmid purpura is a classical example for this. A sedative drug, cedarmine, it's not used nowadays, but previously they used to use it, and it combines with the platelets, and antibodies are formed against these cedarmine coated platelets. So whenever this cedarmine combines with the platelets, the body produces the antibodies against these platelets. The cedarmide coated platelets are destroyed. Subsequent exposure to the drug, the antibodies attacks on the platelets and they destroy the platelets, leading to the death of the platelets. The condition is called as thrombocytopenia, where the platelets are less and the clotting mechanism is involved and leading to thrombocytic purpura. You can see the bleeding spots under the skin, that is called a thrombocytopenia or purpura. So these are the good examples for the cytotoxic reactions. This also takes place in the person. This is type 2 reaction of hypersensitivity. Next is the type 3 immune complex reaction. Type 3 hypersensitivity is also known as immune complex hypersensitivity. The reaction may take place 3 to 10 hours after the exposure to the antigen. The reaction may be general also because it involves the serum. Example is serum sickness, or may involve individual organs including uh, or other organs. Antigen causing immune complex mediate injury are they can be exogenous or endogenous. There are two types. And we have to know the mechanism how the immune complex reaction takes place. Antigens combines with antibody within the circulation and form immune complex. They combines with the antibody in the circulation wherever in the body they deposited, and they activate the complement system here, and polymorph nuclear cells are attracted to this site and results in the inflammation and tissue injury all. So this mechanism is characterized by deposition of antigen antibody complex in the tissue, and activation of complement occur, and infiltration of polymorph nuclear leukocytes they cause leading to the tissue damage. And this type 3 reaction, here the antigens not at all attacked to the surface of the cell, and the interaction of this antigen is with antibody, and this antibody antigen reaction produces a floating complexes, and which can be depicted in the tissue causing the immune complex reactions. So the antigen is not at all involved in this immune complex reaction. The antigen with antibody, the combining causes the formation of the immune complex, and which involves in the immune complex reaction. There are two types of immune complex reactions are there. They are Arthus reaction and serum sickness. Here you can see the immune complex reaction. Here in this diagram you can easily understand the immune complex reaction how it takes place. See, in the number 1, antigen is combined with the antibodies to form antigen antibody complexes. The antibody is in Y shape, antigen is in a particle shape, and by the combination you can see the antigen antibody complexes, and the phagocytes comes and try to remove the antigen antibody complexes, but some complexes will lodge in the blood vessels, and which are free in the blood, these phagocytic cells will remove them, and in the blood walls which are lodged they remain like that only. And then there are complexes activate complement, which complements are serum substances present in the serum which also involved in the immune system, and these complements released and which attach to the antigen antibody complexes are active complement, and which cannot attach with them will be inactive complement. And then this antigen antibody complexes and activated by the complement causes the attraction or attracted by the neutrophils, and which release the inflammatory chemicals. Those neutrophils are stimulated with the antigen antibody complexes with the combination of uh, complements, and causing the neutrophils they releasing the some inflammatory chemicals in order to damage those complexes. And whenever the inflammatory chemicals are released from the neutrophils, the walls of the blood vessels are damaged, So this leads to causing the immune complex reaction and complications in the circulatory system. This is the mechanism of the immune complex reaction. Here you can see the two types of hypersensitivity type 3 reactions. They are local reactions and systemic reaction. Local reaction otherwise called as Arthus reaction also, because it is named by one Dr. Arthus. And inflammation caused by the deposition of immune complexes at a localized site. And clinical manifestations, you can see the hypersensitivity pneumonitis. In the if it is placed in the lungs, and it caused the hypersensitive pneumonitis. There, uh, the walls of the lungs or alveoli structures are damaged with the neutrophils released chemicals, and causing the hypersensitivity pneumonitis. It is localized. So this is a local reaction. It is not in the blood. And whereas in the systemic reaction, the immunocomplex reaction type 3, second type is systemic reaction. In the systemic reaction, the serum sickness occurs. Systemic inflammatory response occurs depositing the immune complexes at many areas of the body, especially in the blood vessels. After few days or 2 weeks after, also the injection of foreign serum or drug is resulted in fever, urticaria, arthralgia, eosinophilia, splenomegaly, and lymphadenopathy. All these symptoms can takes place in the systemic reactions. So these are the types of immune complex reaction type 3, the local and the systemic one. Next is type 4. Type 4 is cell mediated reaction. It is, first 1, 2, 3 types are immediate, they comes under immediate hypersensitivity reaction. This fourth one, cell mediated reaction, is comes under delayed hypersensitivity reaction. T lymphocytes are taken place and activated here. The cell mediated immune response, you can remember, it is activated by T lymphocytes only, and here the antibodies are not actively participated. This is if the antibodies are involved, then it is called as antibody mediated hypersensitivity. But here the cells T lymphocytes are used for the formation of hypersensitivity reactions. That's why it is cell mediated reaction. It starts from hours to days also after contact with the antigen, and often lasts for days. And it can be transferred by immunological committed T cells, but not by the serum. Serum is not involved here. Only the cells are sensitized T cells are involved. The principal pattern of immunologic response to variety of intracellular microbial agents are Mycobacterium tuberculosis and any viruses or fungus and parasites. These are all leads to cell mediated reactions in the body. That's why they are chronic, and they causes a delayed hypersensitivity. Immediately they cannot show any hypersensitive reactions or signs. Here you can see the mechanism of cell mediated reaction. The reaction is mediated by sensitized T lymphocytes on contact with the specific antigen, releases lymphokines, and causes the biological effect on the macrophages and leukocytes and other tissues. And type 4 is a delayed type of hypersensitivity reaction which occurs after 45 to 72 hours after the contact with the antigen. As it is not a antibody mediated, it can be passively transferred by serum, but cannot be transferred by lymphocytes, but can be transferred by lymphocytes or the transfer other factors. There are two types we can see in this, the tuberculin type and the contact dermatitis. In the diagram also you can see the sensitized T lymphocytes with the bacteria or with the antigen, and so the antibodies are attached to the T lymphocytes, and it causes the release of lymphokines, and these lymphokines caused the activation of the mast cell macrophage, and this macrophage engulfed the bacteria or pathogen, causing the destruction of the pathogen, and next releasing the particles of the pathogen. Those particles acted as an antigens, and they are placed at the surface of the macrophage. And here the sensitized T lymphocytes as a cytotoxic cell, and the helper cell, those two are there, and this macrophages is again causes antigenic stimulation with the cytotoxic T cells. These cytotoxic T cell uh, causes the destruction or lysis of the tissue which contains the antigen. It acts as a target cell to the cytotoxic cell. So it damages the tissue and causes the lysis of the cell. So this T lymphocytes, sensitized lymphocytes will help the one type helper cell will help for the activation of macrophages with the release of lymphokines. Another type of T lymphocytes, that is cytotoxic T cells or killer cells, which kills the bacteria which is infected by the pathogen or which contains the antigens. You can see the cytotoxic cell, uh, the arrow mark is the upper cell that contains the antigen, and because of the causing lysis, the target cell, here you can see how it is caused lysis by the cytotoxic cell. So this release of cytokines and macrophages activation and T cell mediated cytotoxicity, these are two are activated by the T lymphocytes and causing the cell mediated reaction in the system. And there are two types, I told you, that tuberculin type, and here an injection of tuberculin is given beneath the skin, under the skin, causes the reaction in the individual if he is already exposed to the TB or he has exposed to the vaccine. So if the immunity is there in him, then if you give the tuberculin test and it causes hypersensitivity reaction. So it used to diagnose the contact of antigen with Mycobacterium tuberculosis. It tells us if the person is vaccinated for the tuberculosis with BCG, then this reaction also takes place. If he is not vaccinated, and if you see the reaction, hypersensitivity reaction, then you can tell that, you can find out that the person is having the disease and he is exposed to the bacteria. So no response when individual not infected or vaccinated. If it comes negative, tuberculin test is negative, means he is not vaccinated and also is not infected. And if it become red, hard swelling develops in the individuals uh, who already infected with the tuberculosis disease or who already immunized. In them, this hypersensitivity reaction we can see. This is a cell mediated or delayed cell mediated response of immunity. This is one type, that is tuberculin type. And second type is this. Here you can see the diagram. By giving the Mantoux test, that is called as Mantoux test, it means a tuberculin is given intradermally to an individual, and you can see the erythema and swelling and the induration here at the site of injection. Within 48 to 72 hours after the giving injection, you can see this all reactions, all signs and symptoms, and the injection site is infiltrated by large number of lymphocytes, and about 10 to 20% of macrophages are there, and purified protein derivative is given as an intradermally of the tuberculosis disease. This is called as tuberculin test. This is positive test. Here the person might be immunized with BCG or and with for tuberculosis prior to this injection itself, or he is exposed to disease. These two things can be happened. And next type in the delayed cell mediated reactions are the contact dermatitis type. It is also cell mediated immune response, results in the intensity of irritating skin rash. You might be seeing in some cases, and they are triggered by chemically modified skin proteins that the body regards as a foreign, and acellular fluid filled blisters also can be developed in severe cases, and they have intense itching also because of the irritation at the skin, and watering also may be there, and uh, this delayed hypersensitivity may sometimes develops as a result of skin contact with a range of sensitizing agents. For some people are sensitized for the metals or artificial ornaments. For artificial ornaments, they get this type of irritation and the reaction. The metals like nickel and some drugs, and for some penicillin injections are so also some for antibiotics, some ointments, even some hair dyes, some cosmetics, some with some soaps also, or with బిందు బొట్టు బిళ్ళలతో కూడా సార్ వాచ్ పెట్టుకున్న రింగ్, కొన్ని రింగ్స్కి అదర్ మెటల్ రింగ్స్ నాట్ అదర్ దెన్ గోల్డ్, for also they will get this type of contact dermatitis. Contact dermatitis not due to any bacteria or viruses. It occurs because of the contact with some allergen, maybe a metal or maybe a drug, maybe any sensitizing agent. You might have seen in these cases in some persons. So they give glucocorticoid type of drugs for the treatment for local application and for the systemic use also. You can see here in the figure, the person got the allergic dermatitis, contact dermatitis for the ring for wearing a metal ring other than gold, and as he is sensitive to that metal, he got that local reaction. So this reaction is cell mediated reaction, and it takes place for after a long time, and it remains also for a long period. With this we finish the hypersensitivity reaction. We learned what the meaning of hypersensitivity reaction, uh, and also the classification. It is two types of classification. Traditionally it is classified into two: immediate hypersensitivity reaction and delayed hypersensitivity reaction. And second classification is four types of classification: Coombs and Gell classification. About each type we can learn, and among them three are uh, comes under immediate hypersensitivity reaction. Last one comes under delayed hypersensitivity reaction. Type 1 is anaphylactic, type 2 is cytotoxic, and type 3 is immune complex, and type 4 is delayed cell mediated hypersensitivity reaction. The types and the mechanism of action, and the reasons how it takes place, all these things we learn now, and you hear it again and again, and try to understand by seeing the diagrams, and take the book and also read once again. And if you have any doubts, you call me, and I'm giving some assignments. You please write down regularly. Don't keep them to write at a time. Regularly, whenever the time permits, you write down the assignment, make a note of it, and submit whenever you come or whenever we ask. Here the questions: what is hypersensitivity? Write the classification of hypersensitivity. Explain in detail about type 1 hypersensitivity. Type 1 is anaphylactic hypersensitivity. And the short notes: tuberculin test, the meaning of hypersensitivity, and what is the serum sickness. This is a systemic type of hypersensitivity in type 3, and cytotoxic reaction. So these are the short notes, and it is very important topic, important subject. You should learn, and if you have any doubts, you should read the book, and you can also call me, and don't neglect this subject. Okay.